What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
And this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there,
waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't want a complication. Complication.
Hey, everybody! Well, we're finally here.
Today is the day where we celebrate 4 years of being YouTube content creators.
Now, we picked the last Sunday of April because I don't even remember where we started. We might have started in the middle of April.
It was either in the middle or maybe even towards the beginning.
Right, but I figured let's let April go right on through, and we're sure that we have been doing this for 4 years.
Yes.
So, in celebration, we reached out to you, the audience, to send us some questions via email or put them in the comments below. And we were going to answer those questions so you can learn more about us and our preference in board games, you know. And I've got some of those questions through personal interaction. And as total, there are 10 questions that we are going to answer.
In addition to celebrate 4 years, we're giving away 4 games. The games we are giving away are a copy of Deep Dive, a copy of Trio, a copy of That's Not a Hat, and a copy of
Point City.
Point City.
We leaving that in. But first off, I have a surprise for Alicia, and she has no idea.
What?
She really has no idea what this is.
What?
Okay. I'm giving you a surprise edition of I've Got a Game for That.
Okay.
Now, okay. So, as you know, in Detroit, we're going through the NFL draft. And that which meant I had to work some extra hours. Now, I was dreading being at work. And not because, I don't enjoy my job. It's because right now, there is a board game convention happening not too far away from us that I want to go to. And at the time that you're watching this video, guess what? I'm going to be at that convention. But I was just thinking about, I want to go play some board games. And so I came up like spur of the moment. I was like, ooh, that would be a great, I've got a board game for that.
Okay.
NFL draft.
Oh. Okay.
So I only picked 5 games. I just left it at 5. And I'm at work writing down like, oh, that'll work. And so I picked 5 games. 3 of them have drafting as a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And 2 don't. But I
Okay.
picked them for other reasons.
Okay.
Only one of these games you have played.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're going to start with that one.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is one of the first games that I introduced you to, Sagrada.
Sagrada?
Yep.
Okay.
Because in Sagrada, you're drafting dice
Oh, yes.
to put in the windows.
Yes, you are.
Now, I also picked this because what is the theme of this game?
Church.
Yes, when do we go to church?
Sunday.
What also happens on Sunday?
Football.
Football. Exactly. So, Sagrada. That's why I picked Sagrada.
Okay.
Okay? I think that will fit.
Okay.
Now, the next game is another drafting game that, you haven't played, but I've recently been playing.
Okay.
And that is this one, Veil of Eternity.
Okay.
Now, in this game, you're drafting creatures to
Okay.
put in your area. But in order to win the game, you have to be the first to get to 60 points. And the only way you can get that is you create a synergy between the creatures you place out into your area or your field.
Okay.
Now, if you think about it, in order for a football team to win, they have to have synergy. They have to be in each other's heads, knowing like he's going to do this, I'm going to do this, or whatever. So that's why I picked Veil of Eternity.
Okay.
All right. Now, the next one is also drafting. This is the big boy. All right. That is Wonderland's War.
Okay.
Now, Wonderland's War is an area control game. You know, we're one of the very few area control games that I enjoy. But in this game, it's set in the Alice in Wonderland's world. And so what you're doing is, game is broken up into two parts. And the first part is the tea party. And that's where you're going around the table and you're drafting your team.
Okay.
Okay? Get it?
Okay, I get it.
NFL draft.
Yes.
You are drafting what tips are you going to put into your bag.
Okay.
Okay? And then the second part of the game is when we actually have the area control part. And the game lasts 3 rounds, so you look at it as like 3 Sundays.
Okay.
Okay? And there are 3 different games going on in different parts of Wonderland.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there's an actual draft. You're building up your team, and then your team go out there and do stuff.
Okay. They
So-
go out and play.
Yeah, right. So what do you think? I mean, they war, but you understand what I'm saying.
I get you.
All right.
Okay.
So what do you think so far?
All right.
I've been thinking about this.
He's been, I would say, pretty creative. I give you that.
Okay. Now, the other 2 don't have drafting in it, but I picked them because now this one I picked was Onitama.
Okay.
Now, in Onitama, you know, it's like a chess game. Okay?
It's a face-off.
Yes. But the thing is, you have the cards that represent the moves that you can make.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it as your playbook.
Okay.
All right. Also, you can win in 2 ways. One is you capture the head monk, the
Okay.
master rather.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's the quarterback.
Okay.
Or you that's the way of the stone.
Okay.
Now, of course, in football, you don't win by taking out the quarterback because they always got a backup quarterback. But the other way you can win is the way of the river, where you can move your master into the space where your opponent's master is.
Okay.
So think of that as the end zone.
Okay.
So you know, and what are you trying to do in football?
Get a touchdown.
Yep, in the end zone.
Okay.
So I picked this one.
Okay.
All right, so you got your playbook, you got your end zone.
Okay.
All right. You got one more.
Okay.
Now, this is a game that you'll never play. I understand that. But I picked this one. Spirit Island.
Okay.
Now, you're wondering.
Yes.
All right, so Spirit Island, the Dahan are trying to defend against the colonizers. So think of the colonizers as the away team.
Okay.
And so now they defending with the spirits.
Okay.
So think Space Jam.
Okay.
Remember Space Jam? How they got the spirits of the great players and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I picked Spirit Island, because defense.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So those are my 5 games.
All right.
What did you think of my list?
I think it was very interesting and creative.
And spur of the moment, that was great. Because I don't have any actual football games.
Okay.
You know, so, but that was spur of the moment, and I
Okay.
really wanted to do that, and I couldn't, the NFL draft is this weekend.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wanted to do that right now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Good job.
All right, yeah. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, okay? So now we're going to go to the questions.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
So, like we said, we have 10 questions, okay?
All right.
Most of them, both of us will answer. I think there's a couple just for me.
Okay.
But we'll get right into it, okay? So, got my trusty notebook.
All right.
So, the first question comes from Stren H808.
Okay.
Okay, she put this question in the comments.
Okay.
All right. First, how did we meet? I want to tell this story. I've been wanting to tell. I want to tell this story because I love this story. All right.
Okay.
So, all right. Back. How long we been married?
31 years.
31 years, which means we've known each other 32. I didn't waste any time. I met her 6 months later. I asked her to marry me. 6 months later, we were married. Okay, so back in the day, I loved to go to clubs. I was a dancer. I loved to dance,
So me, I just needed to get out of the house, and my girlfriend loved to go to clubs.
Right. So this particular Friday, my friends, I was planning on staying at the house. My friends talked me into going out.
Because he was the driver.
Yep, I was driving. It was my friend. Usually I ride with my best friend, but I think his car was out of commission, so I was the driver. So we went to this club. I think it was called Maxie's.
It was called Maxie's.
And so we met. We got pulled in the parking lot, and Maxie's was dead, which means there was nobody there. And me and my friends pulled in the parking lot at the same time that Alicia and her friend pulled into the parking lot.
And my friend was the driver at that time.
Yes. And my friends started talking to her friend. And they were trying to figure out what other club can we go to. Now, my friend took notice of Alicia, who hadn't got out the car. So he wrote his phone number down on a piece of paper and gave it to her friend to give to her, just in case we didn't meet up. Okay? Now, we did meet up at Maxie's, and we got there first.
No, we went to...
No. Detroit West Club.
Detroit West Club.
Sorry. And we got there first. And so we got in there, we got a table, and then I had to go to the facilities. And as I'm going to the door, to the facilities, I noticed her friend. Now, I never saw Alicia because she never got out the car, but I saw her friend. So when I saw her friend, I was like, oh, you guys made it. And then I saw Alicia. And I was like, wow, she's beautiful. And then she blushed. And in my head, I'm thinking she don't even know how beautiful she is. I mean, that's honest truth. So I just would you like to dance? It was just done. And she's like, yes. And so we went out there and danced. Now, she probably don't want you guys to tell you guys this.
Okay, so let me repeat.
All right, Nikki, go ahead.
So we danced and we talked. And we danced and talked for a really long time. Now, I remember his best friend saying something to me. I don't remember anybody else, and I didn't know about him. So after a while, I had to use the facilities, and I had to walk across the floor. So on my way, his friend intercepted me and said, hey, do you remember me? And I was like, yes, I do. But I really liked him. I really was enjoying our conversation, and I didn't want to talk to him. So I was like, but yeah, I'm already talking to someone, and he let it go. It wasn't until the night wrapped up that I realized that they were together.
Right. And how she found that out was because I wanted to give her my number, and she gave me the piece of paper that had my friend's number on it, and we shared at a house at the time.
This was before cell phones.
Right.
So this was a landline.
Yeah.
So I pulled it out, and I was like, oh. And so I said, oh, I already got your number. He took that ink pen. He obliterated his friend's name and wrote his name.
I wanted to be clear that when you called the house, it was me you asked for. I'm still going to put this one thing out there. Like I said, I love to dance. Alicia, bless her heart.
That's not my gift.
She does not know how to dance.
That is not my gift.
And I think you said that the fact that I continued to dance with you made me a keeper.
That's not it, but it helps.
So that's how we met. I know. Okay. So the next question.
By the way,
What?
his best friend was also his best man at our wedding.
Yes, and he's still my best friend to this day.
Yes.
You know, he was the one that took us on the cruise a couple years ago.
All right.
That was so much fun.
So Lee Ellum, here's a shout out to you.
All right. So Stren H808 also asks, what was Alicia's first hobby game? Now, you got to be specific. What's the first game she played or the first game she liked?
All right, so I'll answer both. The first game we played that fits this new genre was Sherlock Holmes. And I didn't like it.
Consulting detective.
I'm sorry, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. And I didn't enjoy it as much as I expected to. Because mainly I think it felt like I was reading a book. It literally felt like an interactive book, and I love reading. But that wasn't the gaming experience I was looking for.
Right.
So I think the second game, which is the first game that really made me fall in love with this hobby, was Forbidden Island.
Yep.
When my husband and his friend asked, did I want to play a game with them? And they explained that it was cooperative and we would all be playing on the same team. I was intrigued and I fell in love. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yep, she really did love Forbidden
I
Island.
did. I love that we literally had to work together to win.
Right, yeah. So that's her thing. She loved her cooperative games.
Yes.
All right, so the next question from Roland Reggie.
Okay.
He emailed me.
Okay.
We like Roland Reggie.
Yes. Yes.
So he asked, which games in our collection are the most lopsided and who wins the most?
Okay, so I love Everdale, but I don't think I've ever won at Everdale against Dwayne.
Nah, nope. And I tried, when we play Everdale, I always, like when I first was teaching her how to play Everdale, I was showing her like, here's different options. Like you could try this or try this. Because I always try to let her know what options she has to do well at the game. At the same time, I'm still playing to win, you know. Now, for her, it's Everdale. For me, it's Cascadia. Now, I don't think I've won a game of Cascadia against you.
Maybe, but
I don't remember.
But I think I win the most.
You do win the most. Because she pays attention to that placing those animals.
And I love building up those landscapes, y'all, those terrains.
She loves those habitat tiles.
Yes.
You know, and so that, like I said, Cascadia, I love it, but she does better at it. She always wins that one, most of the time. All right, so thanks, Roland Reggie, for sending us that question. Also to you, Stren H808. Those are some great questions so far. All right, Veronica H.
Okay.
She emailed me, and she asked, how did we both get started in the board game hobby?
Okay.
And what were our first games?
Okay.
So let's get to that part, the first part. So, of course, 10 years ago, we became empty nesters, okay? Because my son, he passed away from sickle cell. And me and my son, Chris, really loved video games. We played a whole lot of video games. And Alicia wasn't a fan of video games. So when he passed, we started looking for, I was looking for something that we could get into. And I love solving puzzles and stuff like that. So back when Chris was still here, I used to play the Naruto CCG. We also loved anime. And when I used to go to like little tournaments and stuff, I used to go to the board game store. So I used to look on the wall and I'm seeing all these different board games. You know, like sometimes expect when you hear board games, you thinking war games and Dungeons and Dragons and all that. But there were these different board games that had these different themes. And so I started introducing her. And as you can see, the first 2 games, the first one she didn't care for, second one she fell in love with. All right, so that's how we got into board games.
So, one of the first games that I really enjoyed was Pandemic. It was cooperative, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
It had a huge map, which I loved. But most of all, the theme drew me in. Literally, my brother always teases me that I'm always trying to save the world. Literally, that's what you're doing in Pandemic.
Yep.
So I fell in love with that game. And it is still, in spite of what has happened, it is still a game that I like.
Mind you, it does have a map. She loves maps.
Yes. Yes.
Now, and the thing is, she loved the game so much. When they came out with the Pandemic in the suitcase,
Yes.
in the little medical suitcase,
Yes.
I bought that copy.
So another game that was one of the first games that we played that really captured my imagination was, Sagrada 2. Sagrada was one.
Yeah, Sagrada was one of them.
And it was fun, but what really helped bring me in was Wingspan.
Yep, she really did enjoy Wingspan.
Yes, yes, yes,
You know, because you learn about birds. And I really like that.
yes,
And it's an easy game to get into.
yes. And I think it was my first foray into engine building.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Now, my first games was Wasabi,
Okay,
Tokaido.
okay.
That's the one where you're traveling through Japan. I always wanted to visit Japan, so I was just really interested in the theme. And then Takanoko with the little panda
Yeah,
bear.
I remember that one. That's cute.
And then there was a Boss Monster. Because like I
Okay.
said, I really liked video games. So in Boss Monster, you are building up a dungeon and you're trying to attract the heroes and trying to kill them off. You know, I really did enjoy that one. And then it was one game that me and my friend really loved because it allowed us to role play was the Red Dragon Inn.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And so this one is based in like dungeon crawl world, but what we play as characters who have finished a quest, and now we're at the tub or the tavern.
The tavern.
The pub rather. Tavern,
Winding down.
winding down, and then we start seeing who can drink who under the table. Yeah, and it's just so much fun.
You should hear them. They really get into character.
Oh, yes. All right, so I hope thank you for sending us that question, Veronica. All right, so the next question. Oh, Veronica had another question. I'm sorry. If you were to make a board game, what would the theme and gameplay be like?
All right, so to tell you the truth, I don't fantasize I love board games, but all I do is play them. When I think of, I'm a I'm a teacher, and my favorite subject is social studies. And literally what I fantasize about creating is curriculum. However, the game that I wish I had created
Yep.
is
Your number one game
Votes
of
for
all.
Women. I love everything about that game, and if I had created a game, I wish I had thought of that one. It has everything I like in the game, and they just did everything right. So I don't really think about it like that, but the game I wish I had created is Votes for Women.
Okay. Now, I had some ideas about creating a board game. But my guy told me, like, if you create a board game, that means you're going to be playing your board game, which means you ain't going to have time to play other board games. You know, and I took that to heart, you know, because it's so many great board games out there. So I really, really want to play board games. But off the top of my head, I would like a game where you are building up your restaurant. I mean, from the inside out.
I can see that.
And make it a tile placement game.
I can see that.
And you're drafting certain, like your kitchen, what type of dining room you're gonna have, and all that. Something that it revolves around that.
Okay.
Now, not running the kitchen.
Just putting it together.
Yeah, just putting it together. Because running the kitchen, I already do that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Now, with that said, I almost put Kitchen Rush on that. I've got a game for that list.
Okay.
Because think about it. One, it has Rush. So you got the Rush for football.
Okay.
Also, I worked at a hotel and we hosted some football players. You ever seen them big guys eat? You don't want.
I can't imagine. They can eat a lot.
So anyway, that would be the type of game that I would like to make.
Okay.
All right, so thanks, Veronica, for that other question. All right, Jazz.
Okay, Jazz.
From Lobby of Hobbies.
Okay.
And fellow OFPG Voices contributor.
Okay.
He asked, what is your deciding factor when determining if you want to acquire an expansion for a game?
All right, so listen, Jazz. Let's just be honest. Alicia doesn't do research on games.
Yep.
Dwayne does.
Yep.
But the things that would matter to me are how much do I really like the base game? I really have to like the base game. And the expansion can't change the base game too drastically.
Right. Because sometimes an expansion brings something that needs to be fixed in the base game, or, sometimes they'll add a 6th player where the base game went 2 to 5 players, and I didn't want to play the 5 player. So why would I want a 6th player? So I mirror your what you said about I have to really, really love the game. That's one thing in order for me to get more content on it. And the expansion has to bring something crucial.
Okay.
That really makes the game better. Like, I can use some example, like Ark Nova. I really love Ark Nova, but cycling through those cards, is a chore. But then they brought out Marine World, which gives that wave mechanic that lets you cycle through cars quicker.
Okay.
And I really like that. Also, Lost Ruins of Arnak has the Missing Expedition, and the one that gives the asymmetric powers.
Okay.
And I mean, that really adds to the game. I can't see playing Lost Ruins of Arnak without that expansion now.
Okay.
So that's my answer to that question.
Okay.
But other than that, expansions. Another expansion I just picked up was Decorum. I like Decorum more than she does.
Yeah, let's just say that.
I like Decorum, but the expansion brings a little bubble wrap tokens.
But I'm gonna play it. We gonna see.
All right, so thanks, Jazz, for that question. All right, our friend Ryan gave us 2 questions.
Okay.
We actually gave us 3, but we answered 1, which
Okay.
was if we designed a board game.
Okay.
So he gave us what is our biggest challenge for us making videos?
All right, so for me, one of the biggest challenges is thinking of topics. If we're not going to talk about a specific game, which obviously for me is the easiest thing, then what else are we going to talk about? So that's the first challenge. And the second challenge is time. Finding the time to do this.
Yeah, so your first thing is easier for me. Because I be coming up with some different subjects, some different ideas. But what's the challenging part is coming up with an idea that I can include her in. Because she might not know enough about that particular subject. So that's why, moving forward, you'll probably see more videos with just me. But I agree with the other thing is time. Time, because we both have 9 to 5 jobs, where yours is 9 to 9. Because you're a teacher, you're always on pretty much coming up with curriculum, checking homework, all that. And then with me, like, I'm totally unplugged at my job. And I work like maybe a 9 or 10 hour day. And so one of the sayings they have for kitchen people is wake up, shower, go to work, come home, sleep, repeat. So that's the biggest challenge. So
Yes.
that's why I tell they make the schedule at work, make sure that schedule is written in stone. Because like Fridays, I go to my board game meetup, and with my friends Ted, Ralph, Brian. I love those guys.
Yes.
They are
the best.
And it's just, that's my therapy.
Yes.
I need that.
Yes.
Because board games can be great therapy.
And yeah, he needs therapy, y'all.
You're just gonna put it out there.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
That's all.
I love you, though.
I know. All right. So, the other question he asked, this one is more for me. Because like you say, you don't do research.
All right.
What new publisher has really captured your interest lately and has you instantly interested in their new game?
Yeah, I can't even. I don't even know who publishes what.
Right. So, all right. So, I'm going to give you one more on that. Publisher is Kinson Key Games, because they have this game coming out called Galactic Cruise.
Okay.
And pretty much what you're doing is you're building up your cruise ship in space. And I'm like, that is a very unique thing,
Okay.
So I want to try that game out.
Okay.
And so I've been hearing so many good things about this game that I want to try it. I did see it at PAX, but I want to try it.
Okay.
And I'm interested in, I think this might be their first game. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I'm interested in playing more games by them, see what else they come out with.
Okay.
Now, designer is Danny Garcia.
Okay.
He did Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you haven't played it yet. I got it. I played it. I haven't played my copy, so it's on the board game challenge list. But I have played it, and I love it. And I'm interested in some other games that he's coming out with. He has a game called Windmill Valley from Board and Dice.
Okay.
And we are tulip farmers, and we're building up windmills. And they got these little wooden windmills. I'm interested in that.
Okay.
And then the other one is Neko Syndicate.
Okay.
We are cats in the syndicate, and we're smuggling sushi.
All right. Might have to pass.
It's sushi.
Okay.
All right. You know how much I love my sushi.
Yes.
Okay, so that answers. Ryan, thank you for giving me these questions. Okay. Let me see. I got one more. Oh, Curtis, the co-owner of Vault of Midnight, one of our flags.
Okay.
He gave me this one personally.
Okay.
And he said, what would we say is our favorite game from Uve Rosenberg or Reiner Knizia?
So, I don't...
And you have no idea.
Like, I know he did. No, I know Uwe Rosenberg did New York Zoo.
Oh!
And Ottawa.
Yes!
But what else?
Oh, he's done a lot.
Okay. So, for me, it probably would be New York Zoo.
Yep, I figured it would be New York Zoo for you. I
Okay.
think that's for me, too.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Reiner Knizia made another game that you really like.
What?
And Quest for El Dorado.
I do love that game.
That's Reiner Knizia.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And also, now my favorite game by Reiner Knizia is Ra.
Okay, I haven't
You know,
played that.
shout out to Mick and Starla. I'm doing that right now. Rah! That's Mick.
So what other games has Ryan Knizia made that I
He's
would
made
know?
so many games. Oh, Lost Cities.
Okay.
The one where, you have to.
No,
yeah.
no, I like Quest for El Dorado better. Yes,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, but he's made a few.
Okay.
Okay, more than a few.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, he just wakes up and like, I got a game. That's just how he does that. I don't like, I got a game.
Okay.
So okay, I think that might be it on the questions. I just want to make sure, guys. Oh no, Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle
Okay.
gave us. Now he's a friend of mine, So he asked this question. He said, "What is my favorite or your favorite? Our favorite? I don't know if you have one. Your favorite board game based on a comic book."
Comic book hero. I mean, comic book hunters.
Comic Hunters?
Yes.
Yeah, you love that
Comic
game.
hunters.
Mine's is Marvel Champions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't, it's Marvel Champions. Marvel Champions, you feel like you playing in the comic book.
Comic hunters.
Yeah, you really did love that game.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's it.
Okay.
I want to say that's it on the
All right.
questions.
All right.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. So now we're going to go ahead and give away these games. Okay, so the first game we're giving away is Deep Dive. All right, let's get it right here. Deep Dive. This is the first game we give away. So we're going to go ahead, spin the wheel, see who gets this game. And good luck to everybody. And, I hope you win. Let's go.
Congratulations, Matt with 2TZ. You have won a copy of Deep Dive.
Yep. All right. So now now that we know who won Deep Dive, congratulations. We're about to give away this copy of Point City. Here we go.
Congratulations. For your games, you have won a copy of Point City.
Yep, congratulations. You're going to really love this game. This is a really good game, as well as Deep Dive, okay? So, all right, now let's go ahead and give a copy of That's Not a Hat. Here we go.
Congratulations, Imagine Eric. You have won a copy of That's Not a Hat.
Now, this is a really, really fun game. So I hope you really enjoy it. All right, we got one more game to give away. And that is Trio. Let's get to it.
Congratulations, IT Omar Hernandez. You have won a copy of Trio.
This is a wonderful card game, and I man, you should be looking forward to playing this one. And first off, congratulations to all the winners of these great games, and thank you to everyone who took the time to enter, that took the time, who have been with us all this time, who have just joined on, welcome aboard. Now to the winners, email me at the email address you see it below right now, and I will send out these copies of these games as soon as possible.
Now, before we go, one last thank you. We have met so many amazing people on this journey we have been in this past 4 years. And we've said it before, but we don't want to miss this opportunity to say it once again. We want to thank everyone, but I want to give out some personal, we want to name some personal people.
Yeah, it's so many to name.
So if we leave you out, charge it to our heads, not our hearts. First of all, we would like to thank Jamie Stagmeyer. When he first saw us on YouTube, he reached out to Dwayne when Dwayne was doing it on his phone, and we literally had a green room. He saw Dwayne and he offered to give Dwayne some upgraded equipment. Jamie, you started us on our journey, and we appreciate what you did for us. We want to thank Tim. I don't know his last name.
Tim Meepleville. Just say Meepleville.
Tim of Meepleville. He had a game, he had a show, the more meeples, the merrier, and he invited Dwayne and some other underrepresented content creators to be a part of that. Tim, we appreciate that. Thank you. We would like to thank Mick and Starla Finch.
Yeah, I think it's Fitch.
Sorry. Of Our Family Plays Game.
And Grant.
They invited us to be a part of their OFPV
PG
Voices. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And we are grateful to be in your orbit. There are so many others, but we really had to thank you.
It's so many.
We also want to thank some more local people. Of course, we want to thank the supporters we want to thank our local flag stores, Eternal Games, Vault of Midnight,
Opal Grove,
and Sylvan Factory in Ann Arbor. We thank all of you guys. And at last but not least, we want to thank some people who we have developed personal relationships with out of this. Ryan and Emily, love you guys. Ted,
Brian and Ralph,
we love
and
you.
Ann.
We love you. You guys are wonderful. You are amazing. We just want to thank all of you for coming to the board game meetups and just supporting us.
Watch this. I'm finna just run off, and like I said, charge it to her heart. Ruel, Jazz, Aaron, Aaron's cousin. I can't remember, Ben. Okay, I gotta remember that. Michelle, Ruel's wife. Jamie and Jeff, Foster the Meeple. Nick and Mike Murphy.
The brothers Murph. Amy and
Maggie. Gotta get Amy and Maggie. Rado, Benita, everybody that we have met and just come across, and Rado's wife.
Jen, who really exists.
Gotta put that out there. All right, we going on too long though.
Yes.
But we just gotta say that. And like I said, we have come a long way. If you don't believe us, check this out.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya.
What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is My Wife as a Board Gamer, a show about my love for my wife, my love for board games, and what I'm doing to bring the two together.
If you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
We will see you next time.